Throughout time, one constant variable has been associated with the degradation of the environment. That variable is us.
You're supposed to be standing up.
Let everybody be there. Back up so everyone's around it, guys. You gotta keep backing up to get more space.
Shutterstock Music.
We as a species have evolved to use tools to further our kind across the world. However, in the past century, with the invention of coal engines and further interest in fossil fuels to power machinery, we've begun
Shutterstock Music.
One key component of this is our waterways, be it the dumping of harmful chemicals straight into reservoirs, or the byproduct of factories' air pollution turning into acid rain. Our waterways have taken a toll. Rivers are delicate
Music.
ecosystems that are incapable of handling the majority of our pollution, with balances that a feather could tip, leading to the death of an ecosystem. Water is measured through three main tests: turbidity, dissolved oxygen, carbon dioxide, and acidity. Each of these can cause the deaths of that species in a specific area if they are off by a minute amount.
Shutterstock Music.
Turbidity is the measurement of particulate matter in water, such as calcium or other minerals. This is important as wildlife needs certain minerals to grow healthy and strong. If levels of minerals, such as calcium, are too high in a watershed, then fish could have
Shutterstock
hypercalcemia,
Music.
where their bones will weaken and heart and brain function are lower than normal levels. Dissolved gases are another important subject for waterways for wildlife to live in. If levels of oxygen aren't high enough,
Shutterstock
then
Music.
wildlife are incapable of living in the river, collapsing the ecosystem. Dissolved carbon dioxide levels affect wildlife through byproduct of acidity and lowering nutrition levels within wildlife. Dissolved oxygen is what
Shutterstock
allows
Music.
aquatic species to breathe within water. Without it, these species choke. These gases must be carefully leveled because they can be deadly if they are too low or too high.
Shutterstock Music.
Acidity is the most important of these measurements, as it dictates to a very specific point what species may reside in that environment. With these levels being so exact, small amounts of pollution can throw off an entire ecosystem. With water being able to spread out the effects of a minor acid, it can survive a fair amount of acid or base, but with the amount added through chemicals our waterways and the species inside are taking a toll. Our testing of these aspects will allow us to make educated hypothesis on how to improve the water quality overall.
One of the biggest oil spills ever in that province is adding fuel to the debate's fire.
On April 11, 2011, 4.5 million liters of crude oil spilled into a densely forested area near the First Nations community of Little Buffalo. The oil seeped into muskeg and beaver ponds throughout 3 hectares, severely damaging the water in the area, affecting wildlife living throughout these unique ecosystems. Plains Midstream was charged with 3 counts of environmental crimes due to the slow speed at which they responded to the leak and the inability to which they fixed the issue. This alone may seem like a large amount, but in the Sexsmith area, more than 55 cubic meters of crude oil, or 346 barrels, have been spilled into wildlands, polluting and poisoning wildlife. Our main environmental action that we did this year was that we tested the water sources around Sexsmith to see what the water quality from varying sites were. Testing them, we realized that they were unclean and certainly couldn't sustain organisms that were larger than water beetles. Due to being stagnant, water reservoirs instead of flowing ecosystems had lower quality than what natural water should be at, with acidity being a full point higher than neutral and with lower amount of dissolved gases. These are all related to other pollution issues, such as air quality and soil quality. Using this information, we were able to show the public what needs to be done to improve the environment and create action that we can expand on.
So when you hear the words water quality, what comes to your mind?
I think clean, pure. I also still think pollution, and our water quality probably isn't what it should be or could be.
Do you think water pollution has affected our town or your household in the past year?
I have not seen a direct effect of it. I know it's affected other communities, and you can hear about it and see it in the news, but personally I have not noticed any kind of pollution.
Okay. What actions would you take, or would you believe would be most effective to keep water quality high?
People on the harmful effects of pollution, like looking at the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, learning how much gross garbage there is out there, oil runoffs, things like that, and what kind of impact that has on the environment and different animals in the ecosystems, I think would really help.
Okay. When you hear the words water quality, what comes to mind?
Whether water is fit to drink, whether or not it will make you sick.
Okay. So, do you think water pollution has affected you in the past year whatsoever in the smallest bit?
Do I think water pollution has affected me?
Your household?
No, I can't think of any way that water pollution would have affected me. My plants seem to grow okay, and I don't think I have gotten sick from drinking water.
Okay. What actions would you believe would be the most effective to keep water quality at its highest?
Well, you need to have treatment plants, and you need to have regular testing at those treatment plants. So people are actually very good at taking water and sanitizing it, and making sure that it's clean and okay. And then the other thing that we need to do is regularly take a test of what sorts of things are in the water to see if there's anything dangerous there, and also if chemical levels are okay.
When you hear the words water quality, what comes to your mind?
Clean water, or lack of clean water.
Okay. Has water pollution affected you within the past year?
Not really, but once in a while when seismic goes through, it does disturb our well.
Okay. What actions would you believe would be the most effective to keep water quality at its highest?
I think listening to scientists that study it, I believe they play an important role in water conservation and keeping things clean.
So what can we as a population do? Without government funding and support from large companies, what can we do to improve the watersheds of our area around us? Water quality is far less noticeable by the public, as most people don't spend too much time in untreated water, where pollutants and garbage have wrecked it. The largest action we can take is to take a stand. Show people that this issue really exists and is negatively impacting their lives. By proceeding to larger powers, or by cleaning it up yourself, we can help these waterways to regain the natural beauty they once had. But there is hope. Acting sooner than later, we can improve the state of our environment through natural ways, such as planting vegetation and creating flowing water that increases the resources and nutrients within the reservoir, in turn increasing the quality for people. By raising awareness for the state of our water, we can keep it clean for generations to come, and let our kids enjoy the water we left behind.